Alright, Karina baby, for the 25th, we have Autumn Leaves from A Year Full of Stories. Autumn leaves. Mr. Bear is in his yard today. The wind has blown leaves all over the lawn. I must sweep those up, says Mr. Bear. I'll help, says Little Bear. So Mr. Bear sweeps the leaves into a tidy pile, and Little Bear puts them into a wheelbarrow. Suddenly a gust of wind blows, and blows all the leaves into the air. And they fly around and around. Oh dear, says Mr. Bear, all that work for nothing. Little Bear has an idea. He runs off to find his fishing net. Look, he says, I'll catch them in this. Mr. Bear laughs as Little Bear runs around the yard chasing leaves with his net. He catches a few, but most of them fly out of reach. I've got a better idea, says Mr. Bear. He goes into the shed and fetches a Little Bear's kite. Let's go to the park and fly your kite, he says. We can sweep these leaves some other time. Oh, yes, says Little Bear. That's the best thing to do on a windy day, is to fly a kite together with your papa, right? Oh, tomorrow's going to be good. It's bugs, bugs, bugs. All right, baby, you are 5 years, 5 months, and 15 days old today. That's 5, 5, and 5 in all those numbers. Isn't that amazing? So there is our story. But yeah, I think Mr. Bear is absolutely right. The best thing he could do is spend some time with his baby flying a kite. Alright, our next story for today is The Steadfast Tin Soldier. There was once upon a time 25 tin soldiers, all brothers, for they were made out of the same old tin spoon. The uniforms were red and yellow, their shoulders armed, and looked straight ahead. The first words they heard in this world was the lid was taken off their box was, "Hooray! Tin soldiers!" This was shouted by a little boy as he clapped his hands. They had been given to him because it was his birthday, and he began setting them out on the table. Each soldier was exactly like the next, except one, who had been made last when the tin was running short. There he stood as firmly on his one leg as the rest did on two, and he is the one who became famous. There were many other playthings on the table, but the newest of all was the pretty little castle made of cardboard, with windows through which one could see into the room. In front of the castle stood some little trees surrounding a little mirror, which looked like a lake. Wax swans were floating about and were reflecting in the glass. That was all very pretty, but the prettiest was the little lady who stood in the window doorway of the castle. She too was cut out of paper, but she had on a dress of the finest gauze, with a scarf of narrow blue ribbon around her shoulders. The ribbon scarf was fastened to the middle by a glittering paper rose, almost as large as her head. The lady had both her arms outstretched, for she was a dancer, and one leg was raised so high behind her that the tin soldier couldn't see it, and he thought that she too had only one leg. That's the wife for me, he thought, but she is so grand and lived in a castle, while I have only a box with 24 others. There is no place for her, but I must make her acquaintance. Then he situated himself next to a snuff box on the table. From there he could watch the dainty lady, who continued to stand on one leg without losing her balance. When night came, all the other tin soldiers were put into their box, and the people of the house went to bed. Then the toys began to play at visiting, dancing, and fighting. The tin soldier rattled in their box, for they wanted to be out too, but they could not raise the lid. The nutcracker played at leapfrog, and the sleet pencil ran about the slate. There was so much noise that the carney woke up and began to talk to them. In poetry, if you please. The only two who did not stir from their places was the tin soldier and the little dancer. She remained on tiptoe with both arms outstretched. He stood steadfast on his one leg, never moving his eyes from her face. The clock struck 12, and crack, off flew the lid of the snuff box. But there was no snuff inside, only a little black imp. That was the charm of it. "Hello, tin soldier," said the imp. "Don't you look at things that aren't intended for the likes of you." But the tin soldier took no notice and seemed not to hear him. Very well, wait till tomorrow," said the imp peevishly. When it was morning and the children woke up, the tin soldier was put on the windowsill. Whether it was the wind or the little black imp, I do not know, but all at once the window flew open, and out flew the little soldier, head over heels from the third-story window. There was a terrible fall, I can tell you. He landed on his head with his leg in the air, his gun wedged between two paving stones. The nursery maid and the little boy rushed down to look for him, but though they were so near they almost stepped on him. They did not see him. If the tin soldier had only shouted, "Here I am! Here I am!" they would certainly have found him, but he did not think it right to shout when he was in uniform. Then it began to drizzle. Soon the drops came faster, and there was a regular downpour. When it was over, two little boys came along. "Just look," cried one, "here is a tin soldier. Let's send him sailing." So they made a little boat out of newspaper, put the tin soldier in it, and made him sail up and down the gutter. Both the boys ran along beside him, clapping their hands. What great waves there were in the gutter, and what a swift current! The paper boat tossed up and down, and in the middle of the storm it went so fast that the tin soldier trembled. But he remained steadfast, showing no emotion and looking straight on in front of him, shouldering his gun. Suddenly the boat passed into a long tunnel that was as dark as his box had been. "Where can I be now?" he wondered. "Oh dear, this is the Black Imp's fault. Oh, if only the little lady were standing beside me in the boat, it could be twice as dark, for all I'd care." Then there came along a great water rat that lived in the tunnel. "Where's your passport?" asked the rat. "Out with your passport." But the tin soldier was silent and grasped his gun more firmly. The boat sped on, and the rat behind it. Oh, how he gnashed his teeth as he cried to chips of wood and straw. "Catch him! Catch him! He hasn't paid the toll! He hasn't shown his passport!" The current became swift and strong. The tin soldier could already see daylight where the tunnel ended. In his ears there sounded a roaring enough to frighten any brave man. Just imagine, at the end of the tunnel, the gutter emptied into a great canal that was just as dangerous for him as it would be for us to go down a waterfall. It came nearer and nearer. On went the boat, the poor tin soldier keeping himself as stiff as he could. No one could say of him afterwards that he had flinched. The boat whirled 3-4 times and became filled to the brim with water. It began to sink. The tin soldier was standing up to his neck in water. Deeper and deeper sank the boat. Softer and softer grew the paper. Now the water was over his head. He was thinking of the pretty little dancers whose face he would never see again. And there sounded in his ears over and over, "Forward, forward, soldier, bold, death before thee, grim and cold." The paper came apart, and the soldier fell right through. But at the moment he was swallowed by a great fish. Inside it was even darker than the tunnel. It was really very close quarters, but the steadfast little tin soldier lay full length, shouldering his gun. Up and down swam the fish. Then it made the most dreadful contortions and suddenly became quite still. It was as if lightning had passed through it. The daylight streamed in, and a voice explained, "Why, here is a little tin soldier. The fish has been caught and taken to market, then sold and brought into the kitchen." There's the dancer and the tin soldier. See the dancer, baby? She's in the window. And the little tin soldier. And that's a Jack in the Box. When the cook had cut it open with a great knife, she picked up the soldier between her fingers and carried him into the room where everyone wanted to see the hero who had been found inside a fish. The tin soldier was not at all proud. They put him on the table, and what strange things do happen in this world. The tin soldier was in the same room in which he had been before. He saw the same children and the same toys on the table. There was the same grand castle with the pretty little dancer. She was still standing on one leg, with the other behind her. She too was steadfast. That touched the tin soldier. He was nearly ready to shed tin tears, and that would not have been fitting for a soldier. He looked at her, but she said nothing. Suddenly one of the little boys picked up the tin soldier and for no reason threw him into the stove. Doubtless the little black imp in the snuff box was at the bottom of that too. There the tin soldier lay and felt a truly terrible heat. Whether he was suffering from real fire or from love he did not know. All his color had disappeared. Whether this had happened on his travels or whether it was the result of trouble, who can say? He looked at the little lady, she looked at him, and he felt that he was melting. He remained steadfast with his gun on his shoulder. Then a door opened, the draft caught up the little dancer, and off she flew like a sylphie to the tin soldier. In the stove burst into flames, and that was the end of her. The tin soldier melted down into a small lump. And next morning, when the maid was taking out the ashes, she found him in the shape of a heart. There was nothing left of the little dancer but her gilt rose, burned and black as a cinder. So, the little tin soldier and the lovely little dancer were both in together in the furnace. Alright, baby cakes. Let's do Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that has saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. was blind, but now I see 'twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fears relieved. How precious was that grace thus far, the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, snares, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Baby, what do we have in this life that we can never get back? We have our time, right? We have our experiences. We have what we decide to do with our time that shapes who we are as people. It's one of the reasons why I didn't want you watching a bunch of TV or playing a bunch of video games. I don't want you to spend your time on things that you can't actually touch, you know? But that's just Mama's point of view. Papa likes video games and likes to be on that type of stuff, because in his mind he could actually be there and like really be there when he's there. Mama just, I like to actually physically be places. But I do want you to have real world experiences. I don't want you to be brainwashed by video games and TV, because I know Papa thinks that a video game, it's not like a book. You get to choose your path. But I mean, I've played so many video games with him, and you go through the same type of experiences, whether you're a mage or you're a necromancer or you're the warrior or you're, you know, the healer in the group. Mama was always the healer in the group. Papa was always the warrior in the group, because Papa needed a healer to get into games faster. And I liked being the healer anyway, because I like to have everyone be healthy around me. Like, if I could have a superpower, it would be to heal people and just be like, bam, you're healed, you know? Like, how cool would that be? You know, Papa would like the same superpower. He'd like to heal people too. I'd love to be able to heal Papa. So many ways. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just, yeah. But, you know, I want you to have real life experiences. I want you to really be going places and really be doing things. I know Papa worries about people going places and doing things, but, you know, you need freedom. I don't know, baby. Everyone has their own viewpoints and opinions. Everyone does everything differently. It doesn't mean that someone else is wrong, though. Everyone does everything differently, and you look at them and go, oh, well, you know, I couldn't see a different way to do it. You know? Mama misses you, baby. I miss you so much. It's unbelievable. I miss you so much. I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hold you. I can't wait to take you places and do things with you. I can't wait to have you pick out places you want to go to. Mama got you some glow-in-the-dark things. Some of them are ones that you already had. One of them is new. So this way, for movies in the park and different things like that, you'll be able to go and light up and, you know, be out at night. There is so much land here where you'll be able to play outside and, you know, just play. It's getting dark so fast now. It's unbelievable. Karina, baby, I love you, and I miss you so much, honey. Let's do Lila Tove and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila Tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. Grandbaby, I hope that you're having an excellent day, and I just pray for you all the time. I pray for you all the time, baby. Like Papa always used to say, Mama's Papa's sun, Papa's my moon, and you are quite literally our rainbow baby, and we both love you. I love you so much, my angel. I miss you so much.